All right, everyone. So we've got a project today. We're missing 1, 2. She's a chewer, so this is gonna be fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and zip all this off and prep her, and then we will go on from there.
So right now I am going through and taking a cuticle scriber, and I am prepping her nails with that. I am just kind of getting the dead skin that is off of her nail plate and pushing those cuticles back even more. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of her 10 fingers with this. And you can even use this, because this is a diamond bit, you can use this to kind of prep any of the natural nail, and it won't do any damage if you use it on a low speed. Sorry if you saw any shaking of the camera. She was shaking her knees and it was causing the camera to shake a little bit. So sorry about that, guys. So you are just going to brush all of the dust off and then switch your bits out and then continue on your prep. So now I'm using a fine sanding band to prep the rest of her natural nails. This band helps kind of rough off the surface, but not too much, since it is a fine sanding band, and kind of get all of the loose product off of her nails. If there is any bits lifting, this will also take that off. So that is why I use the fine sanding band. And right now I am just prepping that nail very lightly, and I will continue on with the other nails now. So once you are done with that, you are going to brush off that dust, and now you are going to cleanse the natural nail with a prep and wipe solution. This is rubbing alcohol, like 99% isopropyl alcohol, and you are going to prep those natural nails, get all of the oils off with this. Next, I'm going in with a nail dehydrator. This is to dehydrate those nail beds and make sure all of the oils are removed, so we can have proper adhesion for the acrylic to stick to. Next, after I've dehydrated the nail, I am going to go in with the Protein Bond Nail Primer. This is from Young Nails. I find that it works really great on a lot of my clients. I do use the Young Nails acrylic products as a base product, so that is what I am going to use now. So the acrylic that I'm going to use on her today is the Cover Pink from Young Nails. I find that it looks the nicest, and when I'm having to rebuild those other two nails, they are the nicest looking and you don't have a see-through tip that way. So I'm just going ahead and infilling her with this acrylic product, and I am going to do all 10 nails and then move on to the next step. So here I'm going to trim the form because she has a very extended hyponychium. I needed to customize it so that the form would fit and there wouldn't be any gaps on either side of the form. So now that it fits perfect, we are going to go ahead and build up that free edge and fill in the rest of it. I know that some nail techs use the one ball method. I do best when I don't use one ball. I find that I am able to do better when I use multiple balls instead of just the one ball method. I just have better control that way. So with her thumbnail, I did trim that, but it was off camera. She does have a little bit of an extended hyponychium, but not as bad as her index finger on the other hand. So I did trim that off camera, and now I'm going in and just building out that free edge. We were doing them very short because I am going away on a trip, and she, like I said, tends to chew, so the shorter the better for her. got the shaking again. Her knees were bouncing again. So I think she didn't realize that it was shaking the camera quite as much as it was. So if there is any more shaking, that is what it is caused from. So the colors that we're going to use on her today is Luxio Cashmere. I'm going to be using that on 3 of her fingers, and we are going to do them shiny. And the other 2 are going to be a white and black marble. So this product is by Akzentz. It is their Luxio gel polish. It is from their new Atelier line that just came out this fall. So I know I'm going to get lots of comments about how you need to be putting gel polish over top of the gel polish base when you're doing gel and acrylic nails. So I have never had to do that with my clients. They have all lasted a long time without any chipping. So this is just my personal preference and the way that I do it, and everyone is a little different, but I find that the product is rough enough for the gel polish to stick to and adhere to that I don't need that added step of a base coat. So now I'm going in with 2 fingernails that are polar. It's the Luxio Polar from Akzentz. It is their very bright white, so I am going in on 2 of the fingernails and painting those, and then you're going to cure it in an LED light for 30 seconds or a UV light for 2 minutes. Sorry guys, I didn't realize that this part was out of frame, but I am just going in with the same gel polish color cashmere on the nails. So now I'm going in with a second coat of that cashmere and polar on those nails. I can find that Luxio gives you a very good coverage on the first coat depending on the color. And I find that cashmere is pretty good with their coverage, but if you want it to be a nice solid cover, I would say do 2 coats for sure. And especially with polar. Polar is such a nice bright white, but you really want to make sure there's no streaking or any areas that have not been covered. So now I'm going to go in on those 2 white nails with X-bond. This is kind of a slip layer that I use to do any of the blooming marble designs. So I find this works really well if I am going to be doing kind of a diffused marble design or blood roses or something like that. X-bond works great for that. So the black that I'm going to be using is the Luxio Nightfall. I find it's a very creamy black. Noir has a little bit more of a clear base, but this one actually has a nice like cream base to it, so it's a bit more full coverage. So the brush that I'm also using is the Akzentz Art brush number 3, and I'm taking some of that Nightfall and I'm kind of dragging it through that X-bond over top of that white finished nail. Sorry about it focusing on my hands, guys. I didn't realize that I had done that, but that is kind of what it does when it is quote unquote blooming. So it diffuses out the line a little bit and gives you more of that kind of gray marbled look than a stark black and white lines. So now I'm going in with the Akzentz Shine On. It is a no wipe top coat. You may find on some of your clients that you feel a little bit of a heat spike. It is creating a exothermic chemical reaction, so that is why you are feeling that heat spike. So this is the finished look of that gray and marble design. I hope you guys liked it, and if you do, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.